on the topic of tripping, something that I saw recently was ESPN. They put out their top 100 list, which I never agree with any year. But this year, I feel like every year Kyrie's a topic just because I think he's a good topic for the media, right? I think they do this on purpose just to give the media something to talk about. But I believe Kyrie was ranked the 35th best player, 35th or 34th, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Russell Westbrook, this stood out to me too. Russell was ranked 94th, which, I mean, the Kyrie thing I don't even think I have to talk about, but I think the Russell Westbrook thing's beyond disrespectful. Like 94, it's 93 people better than Russell Westbrook. I get it. Bolo, I know you're a Lakers fan, so I know the Lakers. I know y'all was real cold on Russ, but come on, not 94th best player in the league.
These lists, I try to give them I try to be understanding now that you get older to say, I think a part of it is them trying to forecast, the next season and saying, if you put everything in the pot with, opportunity, or this person may be going to the bench now and his stats may take a hit. So I guess that's what they're trying to forecast. That's me trying to, wrap my head around, what they're talking about. So I try to, not bash them like that. But in the same sense, it's like, what are we talking about? The pure statistics, because then it's out of order. Are we adding in eye tests? Are we adding in, what's really the criteria? Because, it's hard to just go off the list, especially when somebody who hasn't even played a game is ranked higher than 50 plus people on the list that, are all stars or made all NBAs, got awards, MVP, stuff like that. So it's like, I think what the NFL does is a way better type of list. Like they have the players vote. So, when Patrick Mahomes is number one, it's because the people who really lacing up is saying he number one, and that's the ultimate respect because we lacing up. So, maybe they should change the naming of the list. I wouldn't say the 100 best players in the league, that's misleading. Maybe saying, forecasting the top 100 at the conclusion of the next season. But I just think it's it's misleading.
Yeah, Mo, like even people who have played, right? So I had to pull up the list just to jog my memory, right? So Westbrook 94, but Mo, Mike Conley's number 93. You think Mike Conley's better than Russell Westbrook?
And Bolo's a better person than me, right? Because when it comes to some of these media platforms, I think they just need to start holding themselves accountable, because it's disgusting, right? It's disgusting how they be approaching these lists. And like he mentioned, forecasting, right? If you look through that list, and even if you're using the rubric of forecasting, you still see it makes no sense, right? Because there's going to be players that are not going to be like Wembanyama, right? For instance, they're not going to rank him over a LeBron or a Luka, right? Even though some may argue his potential is probably higher than Luka's, right? Why wouldn't they do that? Because they're going based off past information. So it just makes no sense how they come up with this list. I just think, just like with most things, there might be something more. I don't know. It's just, I think they put out this list just kind of attract attention, make noise. Sometimes it may be a popularity contest at times. And sometimes they just, I don't know. I think it comes down to incompetence more than anything.
Yeah. So let me jump into Kai real fast, because I forgot who it was that I saw, was ranked high. So Kai is 34, so to get that straight, right? Mikal Bridges is 33. Jalen Brunson is 32. I don't even want to go any further. I could tell you right now, them two players are not better than Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond ridiculous. And like I know Kyrie take the flag every year because I know the media don't like him. I remember when he got traded to Boston and they put the list out, they ranked Gordon Hayward better than Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I know he's gonna get the flag every year, but it's like, come on. And then I think this is why old media is taking such a hit, because like you said, Bo, you got guys like JJ Redick, Draymond Green, who really laced it up, and they're gonna give you like a straightforward opinion, like, yo, y'all talking is BS. I saw Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin was like, yo, come on, man.
No, facts. Because it gets to the point where it's like, what are you guys looking at? And like they say, like, more than we know, that plays a part into, it's politics to people's contracts and stuff, unbeknownst to us. That's what they factor in when his media guys are saying he's not that type of guy, and that's how the general public feel. Then, the front office will also start to feel like, maybe we're overthinking him, or we think he's better than he is. Everybody else is saying he's not that. We'll take heed to that. So I think that's why the players, take it a little offensive, especially with ESPN being the number one platform for sports. They're the ones that's controlling the networks. They're on TV every day, all day. They got the coverage on the internet too, so they got the machine behind them. So I definitely hear that. They definitely need to be held accountable, because it is whack when you just come say something crazy. But I will say, Mark, when me and you and Rel and I used to, debate and stuff. And I used to tell you guys, I used to go stats a lot. I used to be like, yo, you still got to keep the eye test involved. It's to a limit, but at the same time, it's like somebody could just beat somebody else statistically. And I think, when I'm starting to look at sports and, these networks, is they're relying a lot on, stats, statistics. And if the stats say it, it's just like, I can come out here.
I think with the Russ, they're going off the eye test. Because statistically, he would not be 94th. You know what I mean? So I get what you mean.
I feel like it's going case by case though on the ESPN list. I feel like it's going case by case. In some scenarios, it's like, oh, he's been doing this 10 years. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, Russ, what's going on now? He's not doing it. Then on another person like Wembanyama or Scoot is like, oh yeah, they're the 2 rookie of the year candidates. They're going to be top players in the league.
The eye test.
Yeah, but like I said, they're picking it. Like I said, where's the consistency in the list? Or you can't tell me how you pick 1 through 100 and how you accurately, got that list.
But one thing you mentioned too was political, and I do think a lot of it is political as well. And I think Russ gets hit with that too, because I think, okay, he played with LeBron, right? He played in LA, Glamour City, played with LeBron, and then people felt like, oh, he was a detriment. He was hurting LeBron's chances to winning. And I feel like a lot of people, they over criticize for that. You know what I'm saying? Because there was some other guys on that team doing some trash too. And there was some nice LeBron was doing some trash too. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just Russ. It wasn't only Russ. And you could tell when he went to the Clippers, Russ was turning up. He was playing good basketball when the Clippers picked him up after the Lakers let him go. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's just kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? I'm scrolling down closer to the top 10. I see Bam Adebayo, who's a good player, but better than Kai?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
It's wild. I ain't gonna lie. It is wild.
It's kind of wild.